Hello and welcome to Unspoken Realities. And today we are talking about sponsors, the consequences. Let us talk about do you have friends or family that you know they are being, their lifestyle is being sponsored by Wababas, and how has it been like for them?
Uh, Family, no, but I was in campus just a few, let me call, less than a year ago. And, that's where this menace is. Okay, or this blessing to others. No, it depends on how you take it.
Yes.
Iko huko sana. So, Friday hivi mtu anachukuliwa tu pale gate, anaenda. But I've seen it personally. Even most of them and are also my lecturers huko, or they have those girls wa huko shule, so ni kitu ina happen, si ati kitu tunafikiria. It's something which is happening a lot more so in campus, and again ina affect madem sana. It's mostly ni madem wako into it. I don't know why, but definitely you said they are the bit of shortcuts, hawana priorities, maybe wako nazo. And also me, I don't want to assume that kuna wenye tu wanajua, they have some reasons yenye unaweza fikiria na wao why they are into it. Like one, maybe unafikiria situation ya kwenyu mahali mmekuwa,
Window tegemeo.
wewe ndio tegemeo, uko shule unafukuzwa, alafu umepata huyu mtu anakuambia nitakulipia rent, nitakulipia fee, I'll give you something, unaweza tuma pale nyumbani. Unaona huyu mtu atakuwa into it, but consciously maybe they don't want. So in happen, so it's so good for us to analyze why is someone into it. Si poa, but kwa nini watu wako into? Hata tunaambiangwa pombe ni mbaya.
But
Sigara,
people still drink
yeah,
and,
sigara
and smoke,
imeandikwa
yeah.
it causes dash hapo kwa hiyo packet, but you go and buy. So we should not just have to analyze, tujiulize why tunasema ni mbaya, but there are people into it. So it is happening.
Okay, I think you want to add something to that. Do you have a friend or someone you know?
Okay, yeah, and like especially within the campus setup, we've seen a lot of that, and as much as issues of morality are quite relative, and issue your sponsors, it's quite dynamic, and everyone have their reasons why they are doing it, and most times unapata like so like most of those girls and ladies are the women and male who have sponsors. Una find okay, the majority maybe are there for transactional sex or because of materialistic aspects, but you find on the other hand, some of them are there for other reasons, and there are all these push factors, like for example, you see the status of economy in our country, and the like when COVID came, kumekuwa tuna unemployment every day. So what do people opt for? Like you can't these SMEs unaanza biashara, then the taxes and everything.
So there are definitely push factors towards people getting sponsors. But I'd like to know, do you know of someone, your friend, family, who has a sponsor, maybe?
Yeah, at this point, not just one person. I think I know quite a few, and people go into that for different reasons. And I think until the shoe fits, you never understand. And issues of morality are quite relative, and the dynamics around like where I'm from, I come from the coast region, and where I'm from now, there's a lot of history, beach boys having wamamas who are tourists. So when it's high season, unapata there's a lot of like families move into the mama's house, as the like the father is the becomes the boyfriend, and the mama becomes the house help. So, and it's something that has been, I don't know, it's almost now being accepted around the coast. And so you see, at that moment, you can link that to the poverty levels around the coast. And now, like for these young girls, maybe they're getting a lot of societal pressure, living for the gram. Unajua, you go, you see Cecilia there, unaona alibaiwa, ama alibai gari, now you feel the pressure, you are unemployed, you still want to fit in. What will you do? Hauna job. And then there's Baba here who has come and told you, you just have to sleep with me, I'll furnish your life. So, it's really hard to understand. And it's not always about the negative side. Unapata, like, for some ladies or some people, there's that genuine relationship. And especially, I don't know if you've heard of people who have daddy issues or something. I've not really quite read well about that, but it's something I've heard, whereby there's some void you're trying to fill, and you go try filling that void with older persons. And what happens now, whatever you are trying, ina complicate, and now it's accepted as love,
Okay, funny how times are changing and how things and the way we know love to be is changing. So everyone wants a good life. So what happens when, you know, a MUBABA approaches you? And I'm sure, Triza, you've been approached by a MUBABA, a sponsor. How was it? Did you accept? Did you say no? Why?
That you have just assumed.
It's happening. I mean,
Yes, that have been approached, but that's true. Numerous times, not even one time. Yeah, but I think with my values, I'm not talking as Triza, with my values and what I believe and stand for, it has been a no. So experience-wise, I don't know, but from friends, yes. And I know friends who are living a very good life, a nice life, they're happy and all that. So as much as we are putting all this, negative energy to it, there are people who are really enjoying life with it and they're really happy. Yes.
so for you, you said no. Ulikata soft life.
Yes. I believe in just getting, your own and living peacefully.
So that means that you're willing to take a shortcut to life, to success.
Not really. It depends on what we are talking about. Yes, kuna wash, so I'm not really sure about that. Yes.
Wow, funny how sponsors and wash just became part of the conversation.
Yes. But yes, I believe in just working hard for what you want, because there's that satisfaction, and you just feel happy by, going home, enjoying your hard-earned money, just eating pizza somewhere, bila kusema sijui utapatwa wewe, sijui na bibi ya nani, mlipatwa kwa gari ya nani, mkifanya nini.
Yeah, niko kwa Edgar Obare.
Amo kwa Edgar Obare, sijui notes za Triza, sijui, all that. It's too much drama for life.
Too much drama, but Cowboy Child, do you guys feel threatened that older men with money are taking advantage or are at an advantage of, you guys when it comes to young women?
Boy child ni mimi moyo.
Did you change gender while we are here?
Yeah, we do feel threatened. Of course, there's no way I can be unaweza shindana na ndovu kukunya. You have that statement, eh? So this is a person, look at it, this is a person, is a friend of mine, is how do I put it? Okay, this is a person who's wealthy and is rich. And here I am, I wake up very early in the morning, sleeping very late. And I eat my hard-earned money, as Triza is speaking it. And this guy has money and is flourishing it. And I'm trying here to be with Ses. And Ses decides to go with the MUBABA. Of course, it's going to affect me in a way or another. It makes me now try to live a life that I cannot even be able to afford. I get myself in wash when someone on a mandevu out or wash coming. So you get yourself in a life of wash or probably trying to live means that you cannot be able to afford. And you see, there's always consequences in everything. So I might end up losing because I'm trying to compete with this person. So yes, wanatufinya sana hawa watu.
Dennis, ushainyang'anywa, ushaifinywa, manzi yako mtu akapita na manzi yako and then you were left. Allah, what just happened right there?
Alisema tu akikuja lazima hawezi kuja na mat, lazima arudi na Uber. So
Yaani ule mse unamwambia wewe panda nduthi nitalipa.
Manze, so unaona hapo nishafinywa kabisa. So it happened to a friend of mine, by the way. This girl anataka tu apelekwe Chicken Inn, no, akule mzuri. Unaweza afford tu kumpeleka tu kibandaski yako hapo mkule chapo na dodo hapo. Naona. So it happens, na venye ulikuwa umeuliza tunafinywa sana. As in tuna feel threatened because najua si wote ushaikuwa unapenda mtu, umecrushia mtu, ni huyu mtu unataka, but kidogo kidogo unamwona ameingia tu kwa gari ile ameenda tu, yeah, so una feeling vibaya, but venye amesema ndovu anaachilia kitu kubwa kuliko yako, so itabidi tu umetulia.
Man, this is the unfortunate reality. This is the unfortunate realities that you're talking about right here, and this is unspoken realities, and this is something that is happening in our society, and would love to hear from you. Have you been in a similar situation with a sponsor? Have you seen a friend, a loved one, or hata wewe mwenyewe umefinywa, and your girlfriend or boyfriend alinyakuliwa by someone who is, you know, wealthy? Would love to hear. Talk to us on our social media pages, Facebook, Gender Violence Recovery Center, and on Instagram, GVRC Kenya, and also on Twitter as well. Hashtag Unspoken Realities. Now, everything that we do or every decision that we make has consequences. What are some of the consequences that come about with being in such situations? Sess?
I think first and foremost, the moment you become someone's side chick or side boy, I don't know if there's a word for that, like that.
Ben 10.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the word. The moment you become someone's benten, tayari you see that aspect of there's a power dynamic there. You're not with this person because you love this person. You're not even there because tayari you guys are not at the same caliber. There's someone who has an upper hand, and it's that person financing your life. No, like let's say like if today I had MUBABA, and some aspect of my freedom itakuwa limited. I won't just wake up today and say I want to go to Mombasa and do something. Because now it becomes, first of all, I'm using this person's money. I don't have the freedom to do what I want. So, and also another consequence, I think it really affects, to some point, it brings a lot of mental issues because I think we live in quite a conservative society. So once you go down that road, you are already having all this pressure biting back from the society. I mean, how I'm supposed to be, like how the society expects me. It says, go to school, finish school, tafuta a boyfriend, your age, almost your age, ama in your age range, get married to this person, get kids. But now the moment now I decide to have MUBABA, the society tayari ishaanza kunitupia mawe. And most people might pretend or pretend that it doesn't affect them, but I think deep down when you go back to your house at night, unafikiria nini? Like all this pressure coming in, and maybe you don't even have an outlet. So I think at the end of the day, it's going to affect your mental health.
So there's the issue of mental health, but also this also increases the rate of HIV infection, especially among young people, because definitely if you're a side chick or a side guy to someone, definitely you're not the only one. So how does this play out?
It becomes really difficult just finding out that you have gotten some infections because of something that you could have avoided. So sometimes it's really just heartbreaking, just trying to tell this person that you know you're HIV positive, and probably you already know their story and their journey, how it has been. So as GVRC is just, we try just to, you know, give hope, because life does not end there. The fact that you have HIV or whatever, you know, infections that you get, life does not come to a stop. There are ARVs, you know, exercising and all those type of management, come to counseling, you know, as much as you can, just talk to somebody so that you can be able, you know, just to know that even the world is just a support system on its own, and whatever, you know, the people who are walking the journey with you. So yeah, it does not end there. So in case maybe you get yourself in such a situation, just reach out. I mean, we are here just to assist anybody who is suffering out there. Do not feel alone. Always, it's good just to speak out and call for help. Yeah.
All right, Dennis, I was seeing you taking notes. I don't know what did you take? What was your takeout? And you want to share?
Yes, I just want to share a few of the consequences that you are likely to experience. One, we've been trying to advance SRH, or the sexual reproductive right, and you find that a MUBABA will dictate when to have sex with you and how and where, those kind of things. No, mwingine akasema tua kila mahali. So it's like everywhere. No, you don't have, as a lady, hauna decision ya kusema maybe I'm on my menses or something like that, and I shall decide. So for you, no, it's also now ni shida kwako. No, again unapata bolo mwingine anakuruka cause they want you when you are healthy. When umepata hata hizo diseases, you're done. Someone said that hawa wako na zile advanced STIs haziwezi pona.
Super gonorrhea.
Yeah, hizo ukipata hivyo wewe umeenda, unaona sasa. Na okay, sometimes utakusaidia, but some people would also say okay, karma anacheza kama yeye pia, cause when ulikuwa unakula hido sasa ndo unaumia. Na we don't have to be in such a position ya kufeel unalipia matendo yako, unaona. Pia you breaking other person's family and children, no. And I also doubt the consciousness of these people. Uko na mtu akona mtoto mkubwa kukuliko, no, does not make sense. Then you are not free venye amesema. You cannot be free with such kind of a person. Mtu ndo kusema akisema tuende tunaenda.
Right, you move right, not left.
There's no way, yeah, cause hata pesa unatumia zake mahali unakaa ni tumeona wamekuja, mtu anakuja na mkikosana, kama ni nyumba kama hii, nyumba iko na vitu kama hivi, anakuja na lori, unabakishiwa kenye umevaa at that moment, you're done. So it closes up your mind, and development wise you just left behind. That's what I was trying to note, because I feel we need to shout these issues, at least for us young men and young ladies, when tunajaribu kupata shortcuts, we should not go that way. Thank you.
Thank you for that. That is very true, and thank you for pointing it out. Now, the truth about life, and this one I want to direct it to Lameki, is that when a woman is between the ages of 18 to 30, they're desirable. Every man is looking at them. They are beautiful women. But when it comes to the flip side of it, a man aged between 18 to 30 is still struggling financially and maybe not so desirable to the woman. But then power dynamics change. Once a woman gets to over 30, they become less desirable, but on the flip side of it, a man becomes more desirable. So is it that that kind of outcome in life kind of encourages this kind of relationships and sponsors, and wababas and wamamas?
Well, with my take, I would say it could be, it could not be, because the line is very thin here, because the kind of opportunities we get right now, as opposed to earlier, they are more like the same. If I'm in my 18 to 30 right now, the way I am probably, and Triza is in her 18 to 30, probably we are hustling the same way. And you'll find that Triza and I probably will be having more so the same salary. And flip side might not.
But she will be more desirable than you.
At 18 to 30, yes,
Yeah.
which is very true. So, so still, as I'm saying, the line is very thin. But again, as we advance, as the flip side, you're saying whatever will happen way later after she turns 30, and she might want to still remain more desirable. That's when you'll find that someone her age might go to a MUBABA to keep on the life that they have. I mean, as Seth said, we're living for the gram, right? So people don't understand the things that come, which Triza said, the consequences that come with that. So yes, it's a bit of a challenge, and because ideally, I'm just thinking it's because of peer pressure comes in here, and it will make you want to have a life that you cannot be able to afford, and because you'll not be able to afford, and someone else is bringing it on the table easily, then it comes in. But again, they say easy come, easy go, right? That's why you're talking about the consequences. That's why you're talking about HIV and AIDS. That's why you're talking about gender-based, because this person controls your life, and this person can mentally drain you. This person can end up beating you because they think you are their doll, as someone said it here. So at the end of the day, yes, people want to have that life, but there are consequences, and that's what we have in this forum to discuss them and enlighten other people out there that, dude, yes, you can get yourself in this, but will you be able to get yourself out of it?
Wow, well said. So it's true, people have already gotten themselves in these particular situations, but how then do they come out of it? How do you move from a place whereby now you've been financed, you've been, someone has been sponsoring your life, and now you have to live independent? How do you come out of such situations? At the end of the day, it is the right thing to do. If you're in one, you need to get out of it. But how do you do that? What's the first step that you get to do to come out of it? Sess?
I think even before we get there, the first thing should be, how do we help you not get there in the first place? It's easier preventing than, and when you look at it, like right now, there's a lot of pressure from social media. We are living in the age of filters. Like, hatuonyeshanangi mabaya. Like, even if you go to my Instagram page, utaona tu, all smiles. Lakini, kwa ground between different. So, I think for most people, we should try and spread the message of self-acceptance for one. Tunafaa tujue, like, the Sess you know today is not the Sess you'll know 2 years from now. Things change. So learn to accept yourself the way you are. Appreciate the steps you're taking, slowly by slowly, and just be content. I think all this problem in Aletangwa, and I think it's just greed. Let's not stop glorifying Atinini. Because when you look at it from, why else would you need someone at Yaku Finance? Tayari you are living right now. Just accept the steps you have, the step you are at right now, and build up gradually.
Very true. We should stop comparing ourselves, if you're in your 20s, with someone who is 50, 60. He's been here. He or she has been here longer than you. For those ones who have already in it, what can they do?
There's still a chance. At least when Triza amesema, if you are into this, you want to get out, you can reach out. There are people out here like us, GVRC, you can come, you can be given some counseling, how to get out of it. Again, because most of them are CC, the young generation, we can just try to open up our minds and explore other opportunities. For example, when we were on campus, there's this lady who used to come knocking at our doors, nisaidie nguo nikufulie unipeso or something. Angeenda wale wengine atafute tu sponsor akuwe na domo, but aliona she can do something on her own yenye inaweza mpatia something. So let's not over rely on others. Then mtu ajiaminie mwenyewe. At least you trust the process. That's the word. You can trust the process. Uamini I can do it without kusaidiwa na by these people. Because definitely at the end of the day, as we've just said, there are consequences, which will be more than what you think you're benefiting from. Yeah.
So on the flip side of it, because we cannot talk about one side and not talk about the other, we have to talk about the guys who are actually financing these young men and women, because they're out there and they feel like, I think, may achieve so much in their life now, ni kama wako actualization process, that at the top of the pyramid. So, they feel, I have some money, I can spend it. So what do I spend it on? Or who do I spend my money on? Do they have a responsibility? What can they do from their end?
I believe, especially, let me just start when maybe you're getting married. You find most of the times you're struggling by the time you want to build something out of yourself. So I usually believe by the time unafika 50 as a man or 60, hiyo ndo time umepata mapesa na hiyo kila kitu, like yani umetosheleka kwa life. That is the time to enjoy your money with your wife, with your kids and any destinations. Unajua, all these places maybe you are dreaming of going. I believe this is the time to do it. Usianze kufikiria now you have time, kwanza kutafuta wasichana wadogo and all that, you know. Jeke tu kwa kiatu ya like, if it's your daughter, mwenye anafanyiwa hivyo na mwanaume mwingine huko nje, how will you feel? Or even how will you take it? So, yeah. Just put yourself in those shoes, maybe probably to those guys who are doing it out there. Yes, and let us just make merry and the best out of the unions that we have. If you're dating, respect your boyfriend. If you're married, just respect your wife, respect your husband. Yes, and I believe all these issues that we are we are facing, it's all about communication. Kama mlikosana na mtu because of one small petty little things, going out there does not solve it if you do not talk about it. So just try to find ways, do things you're doing, maybe mkiwa wadogo, maybe mlikuwa mnaenda kutembea, just small things that bring sweetness to your marriage and all that. It might get boring at some point, but keep trying until you get there. Yeah.
Lameki, do you have anything to add on to that?
Mimi nataka kuambia wababa kitu. Hawa baba wametusumbua sana na inji na zigurumi. Ni pesa tu.
Na blue pill.
Na hizo sasa. Na wanaenda wameenda wengi. So wacha tuendelee, lakini inji na itaguruma. Inaitwa kama.
They die like a soldier.
Ndio hiyo sasa. Kama inawachapa, a way out ni kama. Inawatoa sana kwa hii game. Na tunabaki sisi hapa. Still going strong na mkombero.
Okay, but also I think it's easier like when these men, when we reverse it now, these are men who have kids and young kids, older kids. How would it make them feel if they saw their 20-year-old daughter with someone else? True. If that makes them uncomfortable, then they should know whatever they're doing is wrong.
It's wrong, yeah.
Okay, wow. I mean, well, Baba, it's time to reflect, time to look back and see if this was happening to someone close to you like your daughter. How will that make you feel? Would you be okay with it? Would you be furious about it? And kwa the mamas, I don't know, we talked about wababas, but I believe you want to send a special message to the wamamas and the sugar mummies.
Auntie Waharia.
Unajua, most of them ni hawa baba wenye engine zishakufa. So wanataka damu moto. Na wanakuja sasa kwa the young generation now to at least wakuwe serviced vizuri, and that's the notion. But our mind future yetu. They don't mind the future of their sons because wengine ni age mates wa our mothers. Yeah, and they don't awafikiri kesho tutakuwa wapi. Instead of such kind of things, me I would just request, kuna watoto wengi kwa street, kuna watu wanaumia sana, kuna charitable organizations, go fund those people, go be sponsors to such kind of organizations. Hizo resources weka pale, at least saidia watu na good way. Yenye hata Mungu atakubariki akuongezee hata good life. Yeah. Na pia you concentrate on making, Beatrice amesema, tembea na watoto, no, invest for your children. Some die and their children get into poverty. Yeah.
You wanted to say something?
Yeah, life is funny because sometimes it bites you back. Like this story I had, kwetu home, like this girl who had gone for a ratio. Then now the guys wanakujanga na familia, like they've come to the girl's place. Only to come, wakiuza msichana, now see the girl has been called to come meet the people. And then she finds, amid the guest who had come, one of the uncles to this guy was her MUBABA in campus. So what do you do at that point?
Wow. Karma, it comes back to bite you. And one important lesson we can take away from this conversation is to learn to live our authentic self. Ile kidogo ambayo uko nayo, be content about it. Be content that you're able to live in that space, to achieve that small that you can. Whatever small that you're able to to make of your own, and then with time you'll get to where you want to be. I don't know. Talk to us about, as we make our parting shot. Talk to us about, because I also know GBV, gender-based violence, is something that comes up most of the time when we talk about sponsors and blessers, because they want to control who you talk to, where you go, what you do, everything. So people who are have been affected in one way or the other as so one of the most important takeaway points we can all take from here is to learn to live our authentic lives, because when we are content with what we have in our lives, then we are responsible for the decisions that we choose to make, and we're ready for whatever consequences come our way. But yeah, one of the other things that comes up when we talk about sponsors and wababas and sugar mummies and all, it's the issue of GBV. How has the rates been like when you look at the stats?
Okay, maybe not saying like maybe specific numbers, but I'm just looking at how, especially we're not blaming the COVID-19 situation, but it has really brought about so many emerging trends, especially in GBV. We have seen issues of teenage pregnancies, you know, so much, of HIV, positivity and all that. So it comes about with hard times. So people are really trying to, make money, have something to do out there, look for opportunities of which they are so limited right now. So many companies even have, laid off people. We have seen what is happening. So as much as we are trying to regulate what is happening, it really, it calls for all of us in our different spaces to be able just to collaborate and just see how we can be able to work together so that we can be able to tackle these issues. Because maybe as GVRC, we may be coming strong on medical and psychosocial support. We may have another organization out there who are willing maybe to support the young women to be able to empower themselves economically. Because at the end of the day, those are the ways we are going to be able and to deal with these matters that we are seeing. So it's just calling for all of us, just be on the lookout, let us be willing to help each other so that, we can make our society a better place. Yeah.
Oh, and maybe you can share you can share the call center number where people can get help.
Yes. So for GVRC, you can reach us through our toll-free line. It's 0800-720-565. Or you can reach us through our mobile number. It's 0719-638-006. So whenever you call, there's a counselor who is able to assist you. Yes, and you'll be able to get the services. Yeah, thank you.
Lamaki, you've spoken about the wababas waendele, and while at it, they might just go to their maker. But what would be your parting shot for today's conversation?
Well, the thing is, we have such forums. We have such forums for us to be able to let other people out here know and understand the kind of lifestyle they can choose to live. So yes, we've spoken about sponsors, blessers, and MUBABAs as we're saying it. So you're out here and you're thinking of getting a MUBABA. We've spoken about the consequences. We've spoken about the negativity. And we do not want a situation whereby you have to call the toll-free number for GVRC for you to be able to be gotten out of a situation you could have gotten out of earlier on. So again, today I'm quoting says a lot. She said it's better we prevent it than we get you out of it. So it's upon you to be responsible, have values for yourself, and be able to, get your way out of such kind of situations so that to seek to not regret. Yes.
Right, well said. And this corner here was sharing a lot of wisdom.
What are you saying? This corner is sharing what?
Yeah. This corner was quoting you guys a lot. But it's good because this is a session where we get to learn from each other and get to do better. What will be your parting shot?
I think my parting shot is I've always lived by the principle of I think it's only God who sit on a seat high enough to judge other people. And at the end of the day, it comes down to choice. Everyone has the choice to do everything that we do, but like what we do in our organization is that I won't try and enable you. I'll just make sure you have an informed choice. And like for those who choose to go ahead, we've tried and done a lot of sensitization and awareness on skills like condom negotiation skills. You know, like when you're going with someone as old as your dad, I can't even imagine that. But unaona tayari hapo there's that power dynamic. So there's like if I'm going to have sex with this guy, it's easier for me to tell him no, we have to use a condom. But I'm trying to imagine tayari the way I always fear my dad. This person tells me we are having sex. Hata sitapata sauti ya kusema. And then this person is paying me to have sex. So, tayari, I don't have the upper hand, but we try and teach these people on condom negotiation skills. We try give them the condoms themselves, you know, and just try. We are also running a program whereby we are doing a lot of entrepreneurship and agricultural mentorships. So we are telling people you don't have to go down that lane. We are giving you options, and we actually link these people to financial institutions, and we've seen it work. So to the young people, and the most important thing, appreciate where you are in life. I mean, the place uko hapa leo, si penye utakuwa kesho. You don't know about tomorrow, but just be consistent. Just appreciate where you are and be content. Yeah.
And maybe before we let Dennis give his parting shot, maybe you can let us know where we can get to find your organization when it comes to social media.
Okay. Our CBO is based in Kilifi. It's called Keeping Communities Hope Alive. And you can find us on our social media platforms. All of them are at KCHA, K-C-H-A. Yeah. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, just two things to note. And nimekaa nikakumbuka TBT fulani walikuwa wanasema ati kulia kwa Range Rover ama kucheka kwa baiskeli. So it's upon you to choose. Hiyo si wimbo tu, it's something which is there. But to our ladies, manze, there are so many men who want to have families. So ukishaenda na mbaba, hauna test tena ya kukuwa na family. Na tunataka kufanya maharusi, tunataka kuoa, tunataka keep families. Yeah. So please, and also to young men who are also into that way. Yeah. Pia your parents maybe wamekupeleka shule, they are relying on you. Na huyo baba ama mama atakufa, akuaje kama amekuacha na 50 years ataenda mbele yako. Yeah. Ama afanye muende naye. So please, let's make some good informed choices about our lives. Let's make priorities. Let's explore, because we have so many opportunities. We have so many organizations, pales na empower youth to economic development. And with that, we'll have some good life. Thank you.
That umesema 2 points in one. Well, that has been our time for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, you can also let us know what conversations, what topics you would like us to discuss right here on Unspoken Realities. We'll see you again next week. Same time, same place, right here on the GVRC Facebook page. That is Gender Violence Recovery Center. And do like the page so that, and also turn on the notification so that every time we're having this conversation, you are able to join in and be part and parcel of, becoming better and also changing one person at a time. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you again next time. I am STL Yamumo. Bye-bye.
Hakuna haja kunyamaza kimya.